You know, I fortunate in that when I plugged into Oklahoma Task Force 1 and started moving through, I got to meet a lot of people throughout the last 10 years that I've been doing this. And I met Dean a few years ago, and it was brought to my attention earlier that Dean's had a pretty extinguished career, from going from the Marine Corps into going into the fire service. And you guys understand that this is Dean's 50th year in the fire service. 50 years of fire rescue training. We want to recognize that fact, and we actually have a couple, but if you guys have seen the logo that we have for SUSAR, it's the eagle. And so I want to present Dean with this, and it says the State Urban Search and Rescue Alliance recognizes Dean Paderick for 50 years of dedicated service to emergency responders and the citizens of this great nation. Thank you, sir.
All I can say is I've been blessed. It's been a wonderful ride, but I'm not giving up yet, and I'm going to be around for another, not 50, but a few to keep pestering you people, and I greatly appreciate this.
Hang on, sir.
You're not done yet.
All it takes is a phone call, and people know this gentleman's name. So I got a certificate, but I want to read the letter that came with it. Chief Paderick, this letter is an associate certificate, shall serve as an official commendation for your unparalleled service to our country, profession, and our community. Many have served our country and our profession. Few have reached the heights of achievement and care for others in deep trouble. Excuse me. When the call had gone out, you simply said, "Send me." You said, "Send me," when others hesitated or turned away. You said, "Send me under the most difficult and challenging circumstances." You said, "Send me to the most treacherous of circumstances, both domestically and internationally." Many have benefited from your courage and uncommon valor. Serving in many capacities, you have served as an extraordinary ambassador for our country, demonstrating Americans' true values and respect life no matter your nationality, religion, or social status. Our country and our profession have been beneficiary to your great service and leadership. On behalf of the men and women of the United States Fire Administration, the American firefighters everywhere, I extend to you a hearty congratulations upon your 50 years of devoted service to the U.S. Fire Administration and the United States of America. Excuse me. May God bless you and your family, provide you with many years of health, happiness, peace that you truly deserve. Best regards, Glenn Gaines, Deputy U.S. Fire Administrator. The certificate says to H. Dean Paderick, in acknowledgement of your 50 years of dedication to the Fire Service of the United States of America, the extraordinary service and commitment for the safety and well-being of the citizens of your community, our country, and others are in the highest tradition of your profession. Awarded this date, 11 November 2014.
Thank you.
Thank you. And my letter says, thank you for being a mentor and a great leader for us.
Thank all of you.
You know, I think you have one more. You want me to carry this stuff back to the table for you?
No, I know you, Chuck.
Yeah, that's right.
So RB asked me to talk a little bit about Dean and his contributions on the national level. And Chuck and RB, thanks for laying the foundation down to this discussion. So for those of you that don't really know Dean very well, he's an original member of Virginia Task Force 2. And in the fire service, you know, history and tenure and seniority mean a lot. So that brings Dean back to the late 80s with this vision of what the national USAR system was going to be. Dean's held a lot of positions on Virginia too. He's a plans officer, he's a rescue specialist, even heavy equipment rigging specialist. He's been serving as their lead structural collapse technician instructor for many years, helped develop that program for the national system. So an incredible pedigree from our perspective on the federal end. He's kind of like a utility guy and he just gets stuff done. Chuck mentioned his response, you know, in a letter from the U.S. Fire Administration, Dean's response side of his work or his business. He's responded for FEMA, for the Urban Search and Rescue System, to almost all of the significant disasters our system has been responding to for the past over 20 years, to include the World Trade Center attack, the 9/11 attack on the Pentagon, Hurricane Katrina. So he's got a tremendous amount of experience and a tremendous amount of leadership behind him in his roles. Dean, as Chuck mentioned, is a pioneer in the development of technical rescue programs at the state level, but really their impact goes well beyond the borders of the Commonwealth of Virginia. They've directly impacted the National Urban Search and Rescue System in a way that was hard to imagine, Dean, 20-some years ago. He currently serves on one of our ad hoc work groups, and I don't want to give you the name of it because it's real long and it might not mean much to you, but Doug Cooper and Todd and some of Jim Riley, some of the others in the room are members of that group. But the vision of that group is to catalog and validate USAR resources across the country, not just the federal task forces, but a true effort of outreach to bring the whole nation together to really develop a tiered catalog response package. So, with that being said, I can't overstate Dean's impact, his dedication, his service, his contributions. It's impossible for any of us to really put that into perspective here and give those of you that don't know him as well, the vision of what he's meant for this nation. But Dean, on behalf of the National Urban Search and Rescue System, your impact is incredible. You've been a mentor and a friend, most importantly, a friend, to many of us. And it's not often I get to see a man of your backbone well up, and struggle with something as you are right now. But sincerely, from the National Urban Search and Rescue System, thanks, brother. Incredible job.
To say I'm surprised would be monumentous, but I will tell you that I am grateful for anything that my peers feel like I have been able to accomplish. And my biggest goal in life is that someday I'm going to be at the end of a year at some banquet somewhere, and we're going to be celebrating that we've had our first year with no LODDs in our profession. And that's my goal, to look forward to see that. Apparently, this was pre-planned because I have my three fine sons and my great-grandson standing at the back of the room who have all been firefighters and all been Marines. So I appreciate what you've done for me, and I'll always remember it. Thank you.